What is up? Welcome to the Vlog. My name is Bayza Leslie, and this is your humble host, Mr. Vendetta.
All right, tell the people a bit about yourself, Bayza Leslie.
So I hail from southeast Melbourne. I'm originally from Hampton Park. Grew up in Narre South as well. I'm a hip hop artist first. I used to write metal music for a bunch of people. I'm a producer, audio engineer by trade. A lot of things: guitarist, bass player, keys player.
This man pretty much does everything.
Yeah. Basketball player by hobby.
Hell yeah, man.
Might have broke my hands, but I can still break your ankles.
That's how it is. Oh, sick, man. Well, thank you for joining me. And I've already learned something new about you. I had no idea you wrote music for metal.
For ages.
That is sick. That is sick.
That was like my teenage days right there.
Oh, right.
Yep.
That's sick. Well, now you're in hip hop, and most of my questions are about music and hip hop.
Hey, I've been a hip hop head since I was 6 years old, so we're in a good place.
Perfect, man. Perfect. We'll get straight into it. So obviously, like, you said all these different things you do, but obviously as you get older, or as you know, anyone gets older, the personal responsibilities in life stack up. And now you're a father to two kids. So how have you sort of reshaped your schedule and your life to fit music in, do you think, as you've aged?
Honestly, I feel like I've been able to fit it in a lot more now. Because there was so much time where like work was the forefront. And it wasn't until like after the kids were here and after I had my injury and stuff that I realized that it's actually, there's more to life than just working, providing, earning money and stuff. It's actually enjoying the moment, getting to spend time with your kids and stuff, and like actually taking a bit of a step back. And it's not the most important thing in the world. Like, don't get me wrong, money is important. Everyone deserves to make money. Money is important because you don't want to be homeless.
Yeah.
Been there. But just reorganizing your life to fit in the stuff for you as well. Because like if you're doing a disservice to yourself, you're doing a disservice to them.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so
I like that.
Yeah, being your true, authentic self at all times and doing the stuff you like, it shows them. And then they want to get involved with the stuff you're doing. Like my son will come into the studio and press the keys on the keyboard.
Right, that's interesting. So I guess in a way, like it actually, music became more important to you.
Yeah, way more important.
After the responsibility stacked up, because I guess you saw the influence that music had on, as you said, your kids seeing you do stuff and wanting to join in. Yeah,
definitely. And like when I was growing up, because like my granddad was a drummer for a band. He toured across Australia back in his day. But I was in front of a drum kit by like 1 year old. And so I was banging. I don't know if I was any good. I don't remember that far.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's photos of me behind a drum kit, and then always been like, music's always been a big part of my life.
Awesome. So yeah, you were always brought up in a music sort of environment.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I guess you saw firsthand the benefits that had.
Right? Yeah, definitely. And it adds like a lot of culture to your life too.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter the genre of music. Like I grew up with just about everything. Like I was a hip hop R&B head. Yeah. From a very young age, and then like got influenced by rock, metal. Yeah. Jazz, you fucking name it. Everything.
Yeah, awesome. And as you said, all those sort of genres that are so culturally diverse, so you end up becoming more cultured, learning about those genres and stuff too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, awesome answer, man. I really like that.
Thank you.
We'll go on to the second question, and that is, what's the biggest lesson you think you've learnt from music that has helped you outside of music?
Just to like uncover everything. Like we come from a world of hip hop. There's a lot of subliminal messaging in all of it. And so like I feel like it's allowed me to like look through the cracks of life and actually get all the information that I need, and not just look at it on the forefront.
Right. So be more nuanced.
Yeah, because like I feel like through life we're just like we kind of put ourselves in a box. We do that with music too. Like we go, this is our genre. We have to stay here. This is what we do. Whereas like expanding the range of music throughout my life as well. And I like when I translated it to real life, and I was like, oh, everything does the exact same things. Like there's cultural boundaries, but like all cultures are very similar to a degree. Like when you actually like take the bias around it and all the racial stipulation, like you find out that there's so much there that is the same as everyone else. And it like takes a lot of that away, but also just like the way we navigate, we like carry ourselves a bit better. Yeah. And it just helps.
Yeah, that's a really good answer, man. I think you're right. Like it stops you from, as you said, pigeonholing into just one thing and being a part of just one huge echo chamber where everyone's saying the same things. And then, as you said, over time, you do end up only liking that one genre of music or that specific subgenre of music. And then it's like the people that, you know, like really love a certain genre. And if you talk about another genre, they're like, oh, fuck it. Like they can instantly disregard it, you know, because they're like, this
country music.
They're like, oh, I don't listen to that. So to me, like that doesn't even exist. It doesn't even matter, you know?
Yeah. And because like we're from a hip hop standpoint, like we look at this, so many meanings in all of the verses that we write.
Yeah.
And, like there's layers upon layers upon layers. And so like you can do the same thing with life, even just having an interaction with a person at the shopping center. And like, you can see everything that they're trying to tell you and there's information in everything.
Yeah, so we got to read between the lines.
Yeah. And like, because I've just started studying again, doing AOD work and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like in our classes, a few of the students feel like the teachers aren't giving us the information because they're telling us a lot of life stories. And like, all of it's there.
Yeah. That's the information.
All of the inner workings are there. You just got to like think about it in the like subliminal text.
Yeah,
like, it's all there.
You got to process it yourself rather than it being like bluntly told to you.
Yeah. And so I feel like from my personal experience, like over time when we like diversify our music range and even just like how we listen to it, if we apply that to our life, like, it changes our whole perspective.
Diversify your music, diversify your life.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that. I really like that.
Definitely. It wakes us up, per se, because like a lot of us are in a bubble, and especially in our own bubble in our house a lot of the time. COVID did that to a lot of us.
They did.
And get out there, communicate with people. Like that's what life's about. Especially like in the live scene too. That's one thing that helped me with was like actually getting out, communicating with people.
Yeah.
Because obviously we were trapped in
of our own spaces. Yeah, and everyone became pretty socially weird and awkward for a little bit.
Even before COVID, that kind of happened with like online gaming, Facebook.
Yeah, people already becoming a little bit more introverted.
So if anything, COVID just like did what was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, you just sped up the process.
It sped up the process enough for us to wake up a bit more and be like, oh shit, we missed the actual connection.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're all going to end up by and large like Wally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that future might still happen.
It's still, I think it's like 30 years off.
Oh, man. What an interesting future we may have.
Yeah, so I feel like even just like the live music like allowed me to better communicate with everybody.
Yeah.
Because like we don't know everybody's story.
No, you're right. And I guess like with the live scene as well, you're forced out of your comfort zone as well. And then you see other people outside of their comfort zones. And then you all sort of share and grow together in that environment. Yeah, and it helps when you're like talking with someone that's not really used to talking with people. And you can like give them a little bit of you so that way they can shine too. Yeah. And like get a little bit out of their comfort zone but feel comfortable doing it. Yeah. That's right. Exactly. You have the opportunity to make them comfortable.
Yeah. So that's what I feel like music's done to my outside life outside of music.
Dope, man. That was a 10 out of 10 response again. Those are both of the personal questions out of the way. The third question I have is more of a industry question, I guess. And like this is completely objective and subjective. But what do you think there's too much of in the hip hop scene? And perhaps what there's not enough of in the hip-hop scene. You can think of this either on a local scale or a global scale. How you want to answer it is up to you.
I think there's a lot of bias in the hip-hop scene. Like people are very biased to what they want to hear. And it kind of stops some of the creativity in some senses because people are so used to listening to what they listen to and they don't like, it's the diversity thing that we had in the previous question. But people are so used to hearing a certain sound and the way they want to perceive music that it stops other people's creativity because people want to make music that they listen to. Yes. And I feel like it happens all the time for people, but everyone's just trying to put us in a box and be like, this is what we have to do. This is the lane we have to stick in. And I know like you don't do it. You break the mold quite a bit. Like some of your stuff is hilarious and then also extremely serious.
Yeah. Like super political or fucking dick jokes.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. And then like my stuff, like I try and be my most authentic self all the time in my music. Yeah. And so I feel like people try and like put me in a category where they like we want you to do this though because it's what we want to listen to.
Yeah.
I'm like, but then it all strips away, and I'm not that anymore.
Yeah, because then you're not making music for the sake of making music. You're making it to sort of fulfill some arbitrary purpose that you didn't even come up with.
Yeah, yeah. And so like, yeah, there's just a lot of bias, especially in our genre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of like, you have to sound this way. A lot of you have to.
Yeah.
Why aren't you jumping on the new trend? Like we were all doing drill there for a little while, and
yeah.
like, why not just make music to make music?
Yeah, I think you're right though in saying that like hip hop is a lot more biased than other genres as well. I feel like other genres are a bit more welcoming of like people experimenting, especially within like rock music. There's like 1,000 different subgenres of rock music, and that's just from people.
Not that hip hop doesn't have that now.
Yeah,
hip hop definitely does.
We have a lot of subgenres in hip hop too, but you don't see as often people birthing new ones. You know, it's like very rare that a new one gets created, and usually when a new one gets created, like people jump on it pretty quickly. You know, but there's always that resistance, as you said at the start, because it doesn't sound like traditional hip hop.
Well, in saying that too, because like obviously like hip hop is a very cultural type of music for African Americans, and I feel like it's more the people that have like either adapted or stolen the culture that are more critical about it. The people, the people that actually like care deeply about the culture, they know that it's meant to evolve and be your own thing.
It's
meant
for
to
the
be
love
authentic.
of the game.
Yeah, you don't like the rules. You don't buy it. You don't.
Yeah.
Like they apply, and so like when you're being your true authentic self, it's like cool. This is what hip hop's about.
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of it is like we need to be trendy. Everyone needs to sound the same, and like it's a lot of subconscious that a lot of the listeners or other artists do it.
Yeah.
It's just it
because I mean sometimes like you might write a song and then realize, oh shit, like this isn't a song that people would use in a TikTok video.
Yeah,
and that's a weird fucking thought to have.
I know,
like,
right?
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
it's such a weird thing to think about because it's like at the end of the day, the purpose of that music is not to be used in a TikTok video. It's to serve as a song.
Yeah, to be consumed
as a song. Yeah,
and actually be musical.
Yeah, like I'm thankful that I don't really get those thoughts popping into my head, but I do know there's people that sort of when they write their songs or whatever, they're looking for. Like they write their songs based on the elements of what's going to make it viral.
Definitely.
You know?
In saying that, a lot of the TikTok artists are very good.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like you got Nick D and stuff.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing.
Yeah.
And like, I can't remember the other guy's name. The guy that made the Trendsetter song.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, no hate towards the people that are blown up off TikTok. I just don't think it's good to go into the writing process with the mentality of this is a TikTok song.
Yeah. It was the same like before TikTok. It was is this song a hit?
Yeah.
It needs to be this. It needs to be this commercial stigma so that way we can break into it.
It needs to have those elements.
Yeah. Whereas like just be yourself. If it gets there, then it's even
it's
even
it hits,
better.
It hits. You were talking about there being too much bias and stuff. I feel like it's a little bit easier to cut through that bias if someone's hearing the song live for the first time rather than on Instagram where you're just sending them a link or pushing them towards something. Because then in a live scene, like it sounds bad, but they're forced to listen to it.
Yes.
You get what I mean? They're forced to sit there and listen to it.
Or they can walk out and have a smoke.
Yeah, I guess they can do that too.
Yeah.
But most people are just going to listen to it. And then at that point, it might be like, oh yeah, I did start off with some sort of bias listening to the song.
Yeah.
But then you listen to it and you're like, oh, you know what? It's not what I usually listen to.
Yeah.
But it's not bad.
Yeah. Because like this is a marketing thing that I'm about to say. Because like people don't like new things.
Mm-hmm.
And so the more they hear it, and this is why like this is a marketing thing. So like when you see a song pop up on your Instagram feed constantly, and we've had a conversation about this because I've been like, fuck this dude. But when you're subjected to the song more and more and more, it becomes more familiar. Because as humans, we love familiar.
Yeah.
And so when people are showing us something new, we tend to like stray away from it and not like it as much.
Because we need to be convinced, essentially.
When we get familiarized to something, we're like, oh, we like this thing. Yeah, because it's familiar then. And so like, when I'm testing out songs in a live environment, because like I don't know what people like of my music. I have no fucking idea. Yeah. And so I test out different things and I'm just like, yeah, cool. What works, what doesn't work. And then I get the familiarity of performing these songs all the time over a long period of time. So when they eventually come out, people are like, oh, I know this song.
I've heard this before. Yeah, it's smart. Awesome, man. That was a great answer again for the industry question, and I think you nailed it there. That honestly pretty much wraps it up for the interview questions. We just got an ABC challenge to pretty much wrap things up, and it's very easy. All you have to do is say the alphabet as fast as you possibly can.
Let's see if my dyslexic ass can keep up.
Fingers crossed. You get 2 attempts, and I'll time it on the stopwatch on my phone, but I'll get a more accurate reading when I do the edit and stuff.
Would you guys?
But you can start whenever you're ready, and then I'll start the timer, and then I'll stop the timer as soon as you say Z. So I'll start when you say A, and I'll stop when you say Z. You can go whenever you're ready.
Do a 3, 2, 1 and count me in.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
That was 5.3 seconds. But I've heard you rap way faster than that.
Yeah, I have rapped way faster than that. I was more just trying to get the alphabet correct.
I remember the alphabet. I mean, you definitely got all the letters, which is a good sign. But I reckon you can go faster. Do this. All right, you got another attempt. 3, 2, 1, go.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Woo! That was good. You mispronounced one letter,
I did.
But it was very subtle. And then you fixed your mistake, though. You went back. Even though you went back to fix it, that was 4 seconds.
That's not bad.
That's over a second faster than the last one.
That's not
that's
bad.
Pretty good.
I'm terrible.
For those of you who don't know, Bayza isn't like a chopper flow rapper or whatever. Most of his music is really nice and chill and melodic.
Nice and mellow. I did start as a chopper rapper actually.
Oh no shit!
Yeah,
right.
and I changed it because I was like, damn, people can't understand.
So especially when you get to rapping live, that makes it harder.
Yeah, and so I like changed it to be more consumable.
Yeah. Dope. Thank you for joining me. To wrap things up, do you want to tell the people any songs you've just released or any upcoming projects and things you've got going on?
You can check out Maybe on all platforms with my good friends Ridzy Ray and Dread. I've also got another song coming out with Kang Gang and Jera shortly. That will be called Focus. Dope. It's a nice song.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So like I initially made a beat for someone. There was a Churchill Downs kind of beat.
Yeah.
And they didn't take the beat.
Oh, shit. Use it yourself.
I've used it myself. Yeah, he just ghosted me. And so, fuck it.
Shit.
Yeah,
well,
so I made a song.
At least you're making use out of it. Well, sick, man. Thank you again for joining me. I'll leave the links in the description below for everything Bayza Leslie just mentioned.
Yep.
And we'll see you on the next time.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you on the next time.
And I'll see you at the Kindred Bandrew on the 30th.
See him perform live there. That's all. Peace.
Peace.
Whee!